30,000 people out there have decided that what I share on the channel is worth hanging around for. Guys, I am just super appreciative. I really am. Whenever I started this YouTube channel about 6 or 7 years ago, I just never would have thought that there would be that many folks out there who would have tuned in to what we're doing. But I want to tell you, for me, the YouTube channel, it has really been truly about the community. I really have tried to remain just as authentic as possible on this channel throughout the years. And one of the things that I appreciate the absolute most is just through the YouTube channel, I've met some awesome people. There's just a lot of people out there that have made decisions for themselves, based on the things that I've shared. And I do not take that lightly, and truly, I just want to tell you, I'm appreciative for every bit of support, every single like that you put on the video, every comment. It helps surface videos for people out there who are trying to do the same thing and want to find a legitimate channel from somebody who is just sharing authentic information. Anyways, we got that out of the way. Let me show you this landscape project that we are wrapping up today. This has been a 4-day project for us. The mow crew has been out handling all of the mowing this week. Me and a couple other guys have been handling this landscaping project, and it's really coming out nice. But we've done, $1,500 landscaping projects all the way up to $28,000, $30,000 landscaping projects by just putting stuff out on graph paper and then kind of getting on the same page with clients. But before I go down a rabbit hole with that, I don't want to go too far into that, but I do want to kind of give you a teaser that video is coming, and it's gonna be super beneficial for you. Okay. Anyways, I'm headed over to Warner's in Pensacola. Those guys are great to work with. I always have material for us whenever we're in a pinch. I typically order from another landscape supplier in town who we have a great relationship with. But sometimes if they're jammed up, or if I don't give them enough notice for the craziness that I have going on in my business, I can always count on Warner's over in Pensacola to come through in a pinch. So we're gonna go over there, get some sod picked up today to do a little bit of patch work on this job, and I'll take you along and we'll chat about the day. What's up? I wanted to get a video out for you guys. Been absent from YouTube about a week and a half, 2 weeks. My dog ended up dying. It got ran over 4th of July, ended up escaping with fireworks. So that kind of put a damper on things. We had a grandparent pass away. So there's a lot of stuff going on. YouTube wasn't really at the forefront, but I had a lot of projects going on right now. And I want to show you what we're doing. So we just finished top dressing this yard. These flower beds were completely overran with weeds, old bushes and stuff. I'll find a picture here and put it up. So we've got the yard is top dressed, and then we've cleared out all the flower beds, and then we brought in a bunch of compost to these beds. Now right now, this is that grub eye hoe that I was telling y'all about, and I want to show you what I'm using that for right now. So I know folks, they use the bed redefiner and stuff, but I can just cut a much deeper edge with this, and it really acts as an air barrier between the lawn and then the flower bed. A lot of the times, if there's no air barrier here and you don't have a nice deep trench, this grass will want to grow right into the beds. It just creates a big maintenance nightmare. But I found that, we can bring our string trimmer in here and basically just nip off the little blades of the grass, because those roots, they're not going to try and seek air. Those roots in that grass, they're seeking soil. And if you do not provide them with the soil by creating a big air gap, I found it really helps out with the maintenance. Also, it just looks really nice at the end when you have a nice big gap there. It just little extra touch there. But I want to show that to you guys because, again, I've talked about this tool before, and it's one of the most useful tools for us. So how big, do you ask? Well, for me, I like to be able to get my boot down in there, big enough you can put your boot all the way in and trench it out. That to me is enough of an air pocket to make a difference. So your next flower bed job, give that a shot. Get that grub eye hoe and cut your edges nice and deep. Put that little lip there, and I think you'll see that keeping this maintained is much easier. This flower bed looks genuinely terrible. What's up? I don't know if I showed y'all the before of this. I'll see if I can't find a picture. We went with Sunshine Ligustrum back here, some purple fountain, drift roses, a crepe myrtle to frame up the house, some Play-Doh for a little bit of color around the porch, and then some purple pixie once I get the straw out of the way. What I want to show you on this was a lot of times see guys throwing down sod and it doesn't mesh well with the existing grass. Like if you're doing a patch job, typically we do not do patch jobs. There's just not enough material to really make it worth my while. But if I'm doing a full project like this, we actually reduced their flower bed. It kind of came out, was awkwardly shaped and stuff. So, but what I want to show you was right here, we got a real nice seam between the existing grass and the new grass. But right over here, you can see where it's like really raised up and stuff, okay? So what you do is you take yourself one of these nice little edging tools, and if you will just go down like this, so you cut your little edge like this, and watch, if you pull up on the existing grass, all right, come here to the next spot, pull up the existing grass, all right, what you do is you can take your boot and mesh those two together, and that just creates a flat seam. That way you just don't have a huge lip there. I don't do that on all of our projects. Again, it's just it's kind of labor intensive to do, and a lot of times it's not necessary because the grass will eventually marry together. But right here at the very front entrance, I don't want to see a lip here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this edge out, leverage out, pick up the existing grass, and that really helps marry these two together. The other thing that you can do is just dress this area up with topsoil. That's another option, but I find by using an edger tool and just picking up the existing turf out here, it just gives you that flush look that a lot of times frankly amateurs leave it whenever it's like really high. It just looks awkward. You come in with your boot and mesh those two together, and you have a pretty much, okay, so again, that's a pretty flush seam right there. The existing grass isn't like sitting up above. Now I've heard people say, nah, the grass will sink over. It doesn't sink, guys. It'll eventually marry together. It will. But if you don't want to look at that big ugly lip, use a half moon, leverage up the existing turf here.